Three, two, one. Hey everyone, welcome to the Doozy podcast.
You're probably thinking, why the word doozy? What does that even mean?
Well, the word doozy means something that's extraordinary or outstanding of its kind.
And we are not that, but holy shit, we're so close I can taste it.
So this is the podcast where we give you all the tools you need to taste it and become successful in life.
And the best part is we're going to learn how to be successful ourselves while we teach you how to be successful yourself.
I'm Alex Staub.
I might be Matthew McLachlan.
Hi, I'm Andrew Goebel.
And today we're going to learn how to graffiti. That's
Yeah, not snowboarding, as you might be confused by this fucking...
This is, as an artist, this is my look but like, you know how when every superhero, their first costume design isn't perfect? This is me. I'm in the trial stages.
Mm-hmm.
Alex's trial stage is brought to you by BotticelliFoods.com. Use the promo code Doozy at checkout for 10% off. So that's it.
So now we can't condone or suggest anyone vandalize anything, but you definitely should. So take all these
Have you guys
steps.
ever graffitied before, other than your
No,
own
I'm a
bodies?
terrible artist. We have graffitied our own bodies, as you have as well.
Prove it.
Oh, so many tattoos. Look at them.
Oh, too many. Is that graffiti? I think that's just tattoo. I think graffiti is illegal, or mostly.
Oh.
What about
or
your
it's
tattoos?
tagging.
They're on my arm, but I don't want to roll up my sleeves. I'm trying to
glove.
stay incognito.
I've got one.
You really don't have to do what you're doing. Okay, this is fun. Those pants stretched so much
And
farther
your
than I
legs
thought
got
they were.
so much more white than I thought they were going to
hidden up there.
be. Is that graffiti?
No, I don't think it's specifically graffiti. I don't know. I think that is. You're right. That is
I've written
art.
on like bathroom stalls. Like,
That definitely
you're
counts.
gonna fucking poop here.
Okay.
One time I carved my own name into a school desk and I got in trouble for it.
Yeah, I've done that. I wanted to judge
Graffiti?
you.
I think that counts. I've never done
Graffiti?
any of these things. You guys are a bunch of
You never
criminals.
spray painted
dude.
with the boys?
No, who boys? What? Who is this?
It's me, my boys.
You ever spray painted with the boys?
Why did you say it like that? I was annoyed at the way you looked at me,
I got
and
a
I couldn't even
question.
see your eyes.
You look like you sell art and steal it.
You're right.
You never sold and stole art with
You look like
the
you
boys.
sell stolen art that you yourself stole.
Yep.
Like you're rappelling upside down into a gallery. You're like, where did I put it?
Where did I put
it?
my art that I'm
my
going to
own
steal?
art? And
That's
it's your-
true.
It's your own paintings that you painted.
Yeah.
Yes.
You steal your own paintings to rearrange them in the same room?
I have never graffitied.
No.
And in fact, every time I see it, I don't know what the hell it ever says, and I'm usually annoyed.
It's impressive.
It can be,
It
but
can be. It also be really bad. With graffiti,
Yeah.
I'll see buildings, right? You ever look at like graffiti in like the craziest place and you're like, the first thing you think of is, how the fuck did someone get
yeah,
up
that's
there?
crazy.
How did
Yes.
someone get all the way up there
When you see-
and did like their whole signature?
When you see shit under like a train trestle, or like,
Yeah.
I'm like, that dude's
They had
hanging.
to time that out, yeah.
That stuff's crazy, but also kind of metal, also kind of great.
It's kind of rock and roll.
Kind of rock and
though.
roll.
Which is why I look as cool as I do.
But that's not what
Yeah.
we said, and we don't need to condone that
Right.
because that's wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never done that. I don't even know if I've seen anyone ever tag anything either. And I've lived in New York long enough that I now recognize some tags. There's one like white ghost face that someone does everywhere. It looks like a man that's just like black eyes, and I'm like, oh, okay, I've seen that before. But I don't know. Are people get super territorial? We'll get into that, but like people, if you do a graffiti over a graffiti, like people get like beat up and stuff.
Yeah,
for
that's like
stuff.
that's
Yeah, there's a whole underground graffiti world there.
that we know nothing
I've
about.
been walking around Brooklyn before, and I've seen just like streets of just awesome graffiti. But then like certain places are like, this group did this graffiti. You can't, like, you have to.
You know what my least favorite thing is I found because graffiti and murals and stuff become the cool thing. They're like, we're cool and white. You paint the building. That's going to help. A lot of the stuff are actually just printed and put on the wall, and it's like
the spray paint?
It's like paint so that they can just remove it for any reason, and it's like it's like plaster or something or whatever you put like on like a billboard. It's like that basically across the wall, but it's made to look like it's a mural. But yeah,
Oh, that's such a bummer.
it's a bummer. Yeah, it's a lot of them. It's basically just
That's
a different.
graffiti or
I can't.
No,
be,
I think
but
that's
it's
just
paying
called
off.
like that's like
Bullshit.
That's interior design. That's
Yeah,
just
I
like,
think it's exterior
Well,
design
if you
for
have
sure.
a graffiti like stencil and then you do spray paint with it.
Oh, that's fine.
That's fine.
right.
However you got to do it, you got to
You're
do
talking
it.
about a thing like a sticker.
Yeah,
basically.
a
Yeah.
sticker.
It's a
big-ass
giant sticker. That's all it is.
which is not graffiti.
No,
not
it's
graffiti.
a sticker.
It's a sticker.
Yeah. Well, let's get into these damn tips, huh?
Have you guys ever wanted to do graffiti?
Not in the least
Never, ever. Actually, that's not true. I had a friend in high school, I made a T-shirt with my face on it. It says, Matthew McLachlan is awesome. As a joke, because I said that in class once, and someone dared me to make a shirt, and I did, and I sold it to like 100 people in one day at school, and everyone was wearing it. And so teachers bought it. It was fucking cool. I'm the coolest kid on the planet. And someone made a stencil of the face with my name, and I still have it too. I totally forgot to bring it, but I was gonna do it to spray things, but then it's like, yeah, you know how you should do it in secrecy with a tag. Maybe your tag name
Isn't
shouldn't
just
be your
your face.
name with your
Isn't
face
just
on it.
your face.
Yeah.
So we'll get into that.
Yeah,
so,
that's pretty.
So like, I wonder who this is
That also sounds like a short story that you would write.
about me.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
probably
Yes.
true.
Yes. Yes.
And then just like, I don't know, 100 people just went crazy.
And bought my shirt.
My life is a great story, is what
It
you're
was a
saying.
joke, but then everyone was like wearing I Love Matt.
Pretty much a big deal. You're
Who
lucky
do
I'm
you- who
here.
do you- who do
You're
you-
lucky I'm still here.
Yeah, we moved on. Who do you think is the biggest graffiti person?
I mean, Banksy.
Banksy for sure.
You know what? He based his name off of me, actually. Spanksy.
Spanksy?
Yeah.
What does that
Have
mean?
you
Why
seen
is that
my
you?
art up?
Nope.
I've been doing art for years,
Oh my God.
everywhere.
Like what? What's the one?
Yeah.
we
What,
might know?
name one art you've done.
I kind of just pee on buildings, like you guys have ever seen
We have not seen your work.
I've
no.
smelled your work. I think.
all over the city.
Are you taking credit for all piss?
I'm Spanksy, dude.
This is the piss boy. This is Spanksy the piss
Banksy
boy.
the piss boy.
I'm Spanksy. And so what Banksy did was take the idea that I was doing off the side of buildings, because I was doing murals,
Right.
and he just took the credit for that.
Again, murals out of piss.
He's like,
I guess you could call it that.
Banksy went, this is a good idea, but what if it wasn't piss and it was paint? And you're like,
That's what he did. He
Yeah.
just took paint instead of piss. I've been trying to sue him for years.
well, you can't find him, right? You don't know who he is. I mean, he doesn't.
I mean, you did just out yourself as Spanksy, which is.
No one knows my real identity.
Yeah.
You
Alex
just
Staub
said
might
your
not be-
name?
No one knows what I look like.
Yeah, they couldn't possibly put it together.
If you go to the last video of the Doozy, you've got it.
Anyways, I'm pretty famous.
yeah. Depends on how many high noons you're gonna have. You're gonna be doing some artwork later.
I'm doing artwork right now.
Let's get into these.
So for those of you out there that want to try to live up to the legend
the
that
Spanksy-
I am,
Spanksy
the
level.
legend of Spanksy.
Legend of
Banksy.
Spanksy.
Spanks.
Here's how to graffiti. Tip number 10. Top 10 tips. Tip number 10. Study others' handiwork. Before you attempt your own tag, also tagging is what it means to like do graffiti. Check out other people's styles. Photograph local artwork or save online images that impress you. Use these as reference as you start to develop your own style. Find these by searching online for uploaded images of tags, taking a walking tour, highlighting areas with active graffiti artists, going on your own hunt for tags in your own area. You Google Spanksy and some of my art will come up. Actually, I had one of my artworks sold at auction, $300 million.
That's got to be a record.
Yeah.
They cut out the side of the building,
Uh-huh.
and it was just covered in piss.
Yeah. Who bought it?
Some rich guy.
Well, I think he'd have to be.
It's true.
I think
You-
that might
you-
be
they didn't, it was an anonymous buyer. You don't know who bought your piss block?
No.
What was it called?
Yeah, what was your piss block called?
Pepe.
Pepe. Got it.
It's like papa, but
Pepe.
Pepe.
Pepe? There's a question mark
Yeah,
after
yeah,
each
yeah.
one.
For sure.
Well, art's a question, you know, and so is piss. Yeah. Can you read in those?
Study?
Because it seemed like you had a hard time.
Yes. Why? By the way I was saying it?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, by the reading.
but also knowing that you, even
I
though
am
you made these
blind in
tips,
this. I am blind in this.
is that why the art became just piss? You're like, well, I can grab it, and I know I gotta go, so this is now
Actually, funny story that you asked. It was I was inspired, and
Right.
I was like, I just ran right to like the nearest like opening that I could, and I was like, I forgot my paint and all my stuff with me. So I said, but I gotta
gotta
get this. I gotta get this art.
You got to
out.
get this out from here.
I gotta
into
get
the
this
world.
art out. What do I do? And
And you used
zip,
You used God's paintbrush, your penis.
zip.
And then what?
I grabbed it on with
Vigor.
2 hands with some space, and just really I just let the artist go, just take over. You know.
How?
I woke up at the police station.
So the police know you're Spanksy.
They might not. They might not. They were like, who is this vigilante? This piss vigilante?
Woke up at the police station.
You keep turning to me, and all I see is me.
So that was how the legend started.
Sounds like that's where it ended.
Yeah, also, you went to prison.
You went to piss prison.
Look,
Piss
study other legends. That's what you got to do.
Go, okay.
I feel like if you only study Spanksy, you're pretty set. You're pretty set. You're set, dude.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
good.
Tip number 9. Favor legal artwork. Keep in mind that a lot of graffiti is against the law, which means many artists have to work with only half their mind on the job at hand. So if both your hands are on your artwork with space, you're doing just fine. Since the other half is distracted by having to keep an eye out for the cops, expect illegal tags to often be rushed and less than stellar. Because of this, focus your attention on legal artwork, because I guess we're not allowed to say otherwise. Since those artists were able to devote their full attention on what they were doing. I have a website I have to read. Visit www.legal-walls.net to locate nearby artwork that was done by permission. Boo. Is it still graffiti if it's done, or is it just a mural or a loud?
No. I think that's like, I think it's still graffiti, but it's the difference between like,
Graffiti's by definition not allowed.
no, because it's like the difference between like pop punk versus like heavy metal versus like other stuff. Is, there's a bunch of rock. It's like the same thing. How much are you rebelling against the government? Is it Rage Against the Machine? Or is it like Lily Allen? What are we doing here? What are we doing?
You're seeing a lot of different people that I don't know.
Lily Allen.
She's the woman that wrote Fuck You. Thank you,
In general,
Kian.
I don't know.
Jesus.
graffiti is considered illegal when done without permission on public property.
Look.
And is in Texas vandalism. Okay.
Whenever I go out and do my art, I make sure that it's legal.
I am
hold on, hold on.
100% certain it's not legal anywhere you've mentioned.
No,
this
I bet
idea.
I
there
have
are moments,
full support from the
which
local,
means people have to give you
law
permission.
enforcement.
Yes.
So you're like a piss vampire.
So I call the local city hall. I get permits. I pay.
Piss permits.
I pay a fine. I mean,
So if you pay a fine,
urination,
you're already, that's not fines are for crimes.
So you're just getting the legal ramifications out of the way before you go piss on a wall.
Right, because then it's still a mystery who did it.
It isn't.
It's
They
not.
literally have
You
your
have a
signature
bunch of
for
paperwork
paying
on
for
your-
it first.
Then I go and I do it, my thing, and it's always sells at the auction.
So they've been breaking bits of buildings off for years.
Is that why
now.
New York City is littered with
Just
wall-less buildings?
So many.
Yeah, because the artwork there is
Piss poor.
good.
Yeah.
Good one.
Thanks.
Tip number 8: focus on your own area. Expect tagging to develop just like any other art form. This means that certain cities and regions may develop their own nuances, so pay attention to what's being done around you. Bring yourself up to date on local styles and trends and piss art. Reach out to local artists to find out their personal take on both the medium at large and their own contributions to it. This isn't to say that you should limit yourself to just your area. In fact, comparing and contrasting what local artists are doing versus what's been done in, say, Los Angeles or Berlin could be just as enlightening for your piss journey.
Yeah, so focus on an area. So it sounds like you did.
Yeah, sounds like you did.
Have you traveled?
Yeah. You piss internationally or?
So I am internationally known,
Okay.
but in other countries, I haven't really settled out on the other countries yet.
Do you do something else?
Yeah. What do you do in the other countries?
Well, sometimes when I don't have to pee, I have to relieve my art in a different way.
Okay.
Go on.
Go on.
So I go number 2.
Oh. Is that still Banksy?
I go number 2. This is spunksy.
I knew.
I heard it.
I knew.
I heard it.
Spunksy, and I put up, and I do it, and I
You really shouldn't lick your fingers.
and
while
I
doing that.
and
I haven't opened my
and
eyes.
I put it together like this.
What were you
There the
drawing
cops
there?
are now.
Hear the cops coming right now. And so I was rubbing my eyes because you make me have to do that a lot out of frustration. But I heard a lot of licking was happening. What do you? Yeah. And that's on the.
That's on the shit.
And then if you
That
need a
one was
lick.
right on the window of a coffee shop that I really love, but they wouldn't let me in the bathroom because I needed to buy something first before I could use the bathroom. So,
But it was your favorite coffee shop, so you didn't
my
buy a
art
coffee?
is a statement.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Like you know what? I wasn't planning on it, but I'm going to do my art right here on your. Are you homeless? I think it's you. Are you?
No.
Sorry, unhoused, unpissed.
I am not homeless.
Okay.
Spunksy, Spanksy.
Depends on the- yeah.
These guys are
Everywhere.
everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you employ other people to do you know how Da Vinci had his assistants to do a lot of the outline of the work and then he filled in a lot of things. Do you have other people who kind of do
Who may be pissing outline and you come in and
then you fill in with
I have
your piss?
I have 3 employees with me: Tanksy, Lanksy, and Skanksy.
Okay. Okay, and they piss.
And they-
Are they all men
Yeah,
or
what
do
do
you?
they do?
I don't know. We don't do that.
When you say do that, do you just mean
Tip number 7, everyone.
Yeah.
Start with paper and pen. Remember that, or piss, or shit. Remember that designing your own tag and actually tagging a physical space are 2 different things. Don't rush out and try to do, both at once. Before you pick up a spray can, sit down with some paper and a pen, pencil, or marker. Sketch your ideas. Gradually perfect them before committing them to a near permanent can, okay?
Okay.
You need to really just hash out all your ideas first.
It
Get all
sounds
the
like-
bad ones out first, and then you bring the good ones to the people.
It sounds like you haven't hashed out anything. You just piss in places.
Right. I don't.
I gotta side with
I
Alex. I
don't-
mean, art is art. You can't. It's subjective.
Thank you.
It is still piss.
I'm.
I don't get what he.
Hey, tip number 6, choose an alias now or wait until later. If you're anxious to dive right into actual tagging, decide which letters you need to focus on instead of practicing the whole alphabet. Before you settle on one, check online to see if anyone else already goes by that tag. If so, come up with another. However, if you feel more patient, hold off on a name for now. Keep in mind that your tag needs to be visually appealing, so a name that sounds cool might be less impressive visually than one that sounds blah but looks pretty awesome. You're free to change your name at any time, but both before and after you start tagging. If you plan on doing any illegal artwork, make sure that your alias can't be traced back to you in any way. That's burpsy.
Okay.
Burpsy.
All right.
I want what we're gonna do right now. I need you to come up with an alias, and you to come up with an alias. Too.
Okay, I got one.
Then,
I already got
and
one.
then you need to Banksy.
Yeah, copyright.
Banksy. Okay. I graffiti piss and shit on the streets.
Go ahead.
Velcro Joe. I just do denim shit.
Velcro.
Velcro Joe.
I do denim shit. Yeah.
Was that a Joe or Dro?
It was a Joe.
Velcro Joe.
Velcro.
I like
Velcro Joe.
Okay. And you.
I do denim.
I do
shit.
denim shit. Yeah. Like I just put denim on things. Like.
Is it kind of like when you see people?
Just like patches of denim.
Yeah. Yes. I don't know this isn't any less confusing than the piss stuff.
No, it's kind of like when people knit around trees. You do that with denim.
Good.
I get it, Joe.
Okay.
I get it.
Yes.
Yeah, you should probably put the mask up.
Yeah. Sorry. So this is Velcro Joe.
Why Velcro if it's denim?
Wouldn't you like to
Wearing
know, dude?
Any kind of denim.
That's my fucking alias, dude.
You're leading up to your swan song of Velcro.
There we go.
I have one. It's Matthew McLachlan, and it's just me.
Okay.
And it's just Polaroid pictures of myself at the area, and I said, I did this. Come get me. So I go through the problem. I'm like, it's me. You're not gonna fuck. I dare you. I'm the guy who's like,
Okay.
here I am.
So you take a picture of yourself at the blank wall, and then you just put the picture on the wall.
Yeah.
And then you take a picture of that picture and you're in it.
It depends on how many copies people want. Like if people want, what do you call it when you have like a picture? It's like it's not an original; it's a print.
It's a print, yeah.
So I have to just take a bunch of pictures of the pictures. So if you get like, I'm 7 deep, it's like I see the picture of the picture. But some people, the Polaroid itself goes for a lot.
So it's kind of
They
like
still have to cut out the building.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, so it's still,
That's actually the main thing is you
building.
think, the Polaroid, you can just pick it up. I got glue. You wouldn't fucking imagine. Right. That Polaroid ain't going nowhere. So they have to cut out a little, which is harder than a whole wall. This is a little like thing.
So it's like crypto. Like, yeah, it's the same thing.
That's what
Sure.
I was thinking about.
Yeah,
It's pretty much like crypto, but a Polaroid on a wall, and it's my name. It's my full name. It's my legal name.
Great.
So what's your alias?
That's it.
You can't.
No, it is though. But for slang, I go by my social security number.
Good.
Yeah. So it's like if anything, like, oh shit, here comes 212. The whole deal.
Got it.
But I don't do that now because I don't want to get in trouble.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
All right. So you put up Polaroids of yourself,
Yeah, like doing.
and then you'll come by and put the denim on it, and then I'll.
Oh, we've collabed.
and then
It's
I'll-
like
we
me.
100%.
I wear
I'll pee
denim
on it.
sometimes. I just wear denim. He puts me in denim, and then you can piss on me.
Good. Let's take a break, everyone. I think we need a break from this. I don't know what's happening, but we're on the right track. All right, we'll see you after the break. Hey, everyone, are you tired of buying expensive, low-quality foods? I know I am, and that's why it's time to discover the authentic taste of Italy with Botticelli foods.
They're a family-owned brand that delivers farm-to-table products straight to your dinner table. Experience the rich flavors of their Italian cuisine, which has been passed down from generation to generation.
If you go to BotticelliFoods.com and use the promo code Doozy at checkout, you can get 10% off all Botticelli Foods products.
I'm talking every kind of sauce you could think of. Olive oils, balsamics, which aren't even sauces, and many other flavorful products.
We've had this
And
We
remember,
have.
Botticelli
Oh, yeah.
foods are extraordinary and outstanding, just like the men of Doozy.
Buy Botticelli's now.
We now go to our favorite segment on the show, checking in with Jose. Jose, do you do graffiti?
Do you piss?
you
Or is that your
piss?
name? What's your name?
Do
What's
you
your real
shit?
name?
Do you wear denim? Have you taken Polaroids of yourself? What is your alias's name, and what kind of art do you do out in the world?
Greetings, Doozy brethren. My name is Botticelli Man. And what I do is I smother Botticelli sauce all over my body and then find the nearest canvas. It could be an elementary school, it could be a police station, it could be your house, and then I rub myself all over it. Anyways, this is brought to you by Botticelli Foods. Yum. Let me. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. It's so fucking good. Okay, I'm gonna go make art now.
It's absolutely crazy that he was
Wow.
Banksy the whole time, and none of
He's
us fucking
Banksy.
knew. That's crazy.
And he was pissing during that, too.
He peed the whole time.
The whole time.
Wow.
whole time.
So you're inspiring.
Yes.
People didn't start pissing until you came
Banksy
along.
stole my idea.
Yeah.
Like I said. All right.
Wow.
Let's get back. I got some more art I gotta let out.
What I've noticed that so far, none of these tips include how to get away from the law. Do you have any thoughts about that? Do you have any run-ins, any piss-ins?
So there was one time that I was mid-mural, MM, and I am full stream ahead.
Okay.
And the cops came up, and as I was peeing, they come up, they grab me by my hips, and they lift me up, and they started pulling me back. And as I was getting pulled back, I was like, no. And it fucked up the whole mural.
So you had to probably push harder to keep it
Well,
hitting the wall.
so-
I was mid-mural.
Wait. So you don't have like a Bob Ross take on it? Like they're just
There's no piss mistakes?
There's no piss accidents. You know, with the time we're having a happy piss accident.
Got taken away.
Yeah.
So what happened
What was
to
the
that one?
question?
Go to the next
I think
one.
we should go to the next tip. Tip number 5. Start with static fonts.
Who's talking?
Understand that tagging incorporates your whole body movements as you paint, with the end result ideally conveying a sense of that movement and energy to the viewer. However, realize that you need to take baby steps to do that at any level of mastery. For now, practice drawing simple forms of typography freehanded, like Arial or sans serif. As you do, pay particular attention to angles, spacing, symmetry, and thickness.
Yeah, if you can't do the static fonts,
If you can't piss in the static
If
fonts,
you can't piss in wingdings, I don't even know what we're doing here.
if you don't know how to do just the basics, how can you branch out and be artistic from that? You know what I
true.
mean?
Yeah.
You can't.
You can't.
How do you deal with the angle, spacing, symmetry, and thickness of your piss work?
I'll
Depends
drink,
on how you squeeze.
Right. I'll drink Gatorade. I'll drink. It's the prep that comes in before.
Oh, there's like a thicker liquid you can put.
More viscous.
Right.
I'm not gonna give away my secrets.
Your piss secrets.
Yeah. Sometimes, like right before I do it, I punch myself as
Oh.
hard as I can.
And what does that do?
Well, yeah,
More of a
how does that affect the art?
splatter?
It's like, you ever take a garden hose and you like kind of put your thumb over the tip?
Yeah. Do you ever think about just putting your thumb over the tip?
Yeah. Tip number 4, everyone: practice your full tag. As you grow more satisfied with each letter on its own, start grouping them together to see how letters look together, like words. You know, you don't have to literally paint the whole tag in one unbroken move, but aim to suggest a fluid, graceful motion from one letter to the next. Continue tinkering with each letter as needed, with an eye towards how it gets to the rest until you're satisfied with the full effect. For example, If you're using the letters U and V, you may be pleased at first with how they look individually. However, when you put U and V together, that looks dumb. In this case, you'll have to alter one or both to make them more distinct so your tag is like easily legible. If no one can read your work, how? You know?
I want to say this episode is so off the rails, but I don't think we ever started.
We have no track. We just have piss.
This episode is brought to you by piss, dude.
Man,
Oh, man. You got to get those U's and V's really
you
together.
do. You got to be specific. Because
Yeah.
if your V's look like your U's when you're pissing.
Well, listen, most graffiti
I
looks like...
got real messed up when my first mural I did was Yuva, 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 Yuva. But then when it went to the auction, they said, ooh.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
It's,
It was
it was embarrassing,
it
probably.
was sad.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hey, tip number 3, you gotta move. Gotta move quickly. Remember that the paint or piss is going to dry immediately upon contact. Expect prolonged spraying over one area to result in a wet buildup. Avoid drips and runs by keeping the can or dick in motion constantly, especially if you're aiming for very thin lines. Again, some experimentation may be needed here. Constant motion is always key, but do some practice lines at various speeds to see what effect each has on your lines. Another reason not to dawdle is if you decide to tag someplace without permission.
So there we go.
Oh,
There's the police reference. There it is.
Okay.
There it is. We're trying not to get arrested.
The one thing about police in this is the word dawdle. Don't dawdle.
Well, you gotta move quickly. You gotta be on the move. You gotta move quickly. You almost have to run by and do it as you're
a
running
drive-by.
by.
A drive-by.
Drive-by pissing.
You gotta do a drive-by mural.
Art
Okay.
drive-by mural. Yeah, listen, we're really pissing on this. Yeah, we're really pissing on this. But some of it, this is art. I mean, it's not just piss. We're punching down, but this is
True. Sometimes it's just a line on the side of the as you're driving by.
Well, you are such an artiste because you don't even. People don't always know it's you. They just think, "Ew, what's that smell?" And you're like, "That's art."
That's art.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true.
Do you ever make art sometimes where it just looks like someone just stood there and peed on the wall because they had to go, but it's not? It's actually probably a priceless piece of art that you did, but you never tagged it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I bet you do that.
I'm pissed.
Tip number 2. Experiment with distance. Before you try your hand at spraying your tags, start with simple lines sprayed from various distances.
And that makes me pissed.
Okay.
Judge the effect of how near or far you stand from your canvas.
I
or
mean, I'm
piss
really
wall.
pissed off.
You gotta let us get through this.
Expect a wider dispersal the further back you stand. For neat, crisp lines, you need to work up close. For fades and shadows, you need more distance.
Yeah, the closer you do, the more accurate. The farther you go,
Yeah, it's like a
bigger
wash.
spray.
Yeah.
But the closer you go, the more.
Yeah, it's like spot
Sharp.
on, and then you get those beautiful like fade outs and where it looks like ombre. You know, yeah.
Exactly.
Do you work with ombre when you're working with your tool?
What's ombre?
I don't know what's ombre with you.
Fuck off.
I wanted that. I thought Banksy was a kisser.
No, that's
Alex.
that's just Alex. Yeah, you gotta.
That was incredible.
You gotta learn how to, adjust the distances. We're at the number 1 tip, everybody.
Love it.
Oh, baby.
Practice first. Remember, practice makes perfect. Before you debut your tag for the world to see, start off with something that's for your eyes only. Grow accustomed to using your spray paint, where you won't be embarrassed by any mistakes or mishaps. Use a canvas that you can practice on and repaint as needed without being arrested, such as an actual large canvas, a sheet of plywood, a wall that belongs to you.
Who can afford walls these days?
I've got
In this
6
economy?
walls right now.
Sure. Yeah, I guess that's true. But you don't own. It's not. It doesn't belong to you.
They're not here. They're out in like a pasture.
You just got.
You have walls out to pasture is what you just
with
said
a
to
Z.
me?
Passenger?
The wall.
Oh, walls. Okay.
I thought it was passenger as well. So there we
Pasture with a Z.
So you're just out practicing your piss.
No.
You just have walls.
All right.
Take your fucking goggles off. Take your goggles off right now.
I got nothing. I'm too off the rails here.
Did you get drunker when
You did this. You built these rails.
All I did was say one Banksy thing, and then you guys cranked it up to 10.
Hey, Jose,
You guys
can you
wouldn't let me-
run back like
You guys
30
wouldn't let me
minutes?
go.
And I need you to just put up what happened because
Yeah.
I think he's a fucking liar, is what I think.
I kind of just pee on buildings, like you guys have ever seen movies.
We have not seen your work.
I've smelled your work, I think.
All over the city.
Are you taking credit for all piss?
From Spanksy, dude.
This is the piss boy.
I think I only wanted that bit to like go for like 10 seconds, and then you guys.
Oh, okay. So this is our
This
piss
is our
guys
this
kept
piss is
bringing
our
this
fault.
up.
Yeah, we brought this piss upon ourselves, is what you're saying.
Correct.
Hey, graffiti's hard. I don't never know how to do it. I do respect people who do it, especially because they're climbing up buildings and stuff.
And good graffiti looks fucking awesome.
It does. I just wish the tag. I could understand the tags. Have you ever seen the things where people take what the tag says and then makes it legible in the same like color, and it's like a different like font? Where it's like I don't know what it said, and then someone just like, this is what it's actually said. I'm like, oh, I don't get those letters at all. But I don't know. It's just a very niche world that it's like, oh yeah, I got this. I tagged over this person. I would love to know what you're trying to say, my man. I would love to know, but you've done this little dust cloud kind of thing, and there's a bunch of U's and V's, and I can't tell which one's what.
Exactly. I was watching a bunch of videos on how to turn like a normal word into like a graffiti type of thing.
Okay.
And it was really cool to watch.
Okay.
He took the word graffiti and like spray painted over it like in a cool way that you would see like on a building.
Like graffiti?
Like graffiti.
Got it.
And I was like, that's like how they do certain like angles, and it's pretty cool.
So this is before you started your own piss artwork, correct?
See, he keeps bringing it up.
I mean, he's got a point.
I
though,
mean,
but-
I'm asking real questions right now.
But also, is this a wall you own, or is it a wall you
yeah,
don't
yeah.
own when you do the graffiti thing?
Yeah,
like,
like,
what's the
the
Because
deal?
you got would you say 6 walls? You got 6 walls?
Thanks everyone for watching the Men of Doozy podcast.
Please comment what your favorite tip was and share this episode with everyone you know.
We are on all social media platforms and audio platforms. And if there's something that you want to learn and have us teach you while we learn about it, let us know.
That's right.
We'll see you next episode.
Hey, bye Botticelli's now.
Botticelli's.
Anything else you want to say?
Yeah, you want to say
before-
some shit, Spanksy?
Look, this is a great episode. I had a blast with you guys.
A piss blast.
Piss blast, you know? This is a real super soaking time.
Do you want to take those goggles off now before we go?
No, I can't because then the people are going to know my real alias
Not
and I can't.
if your eyes are crossed. That's not legally your face.
I'm not doing it, okay? I will remain a mystery. And if you go out there and you see pee on the side of a building,
Pee on, my friends. Piss on, my friends.
Piss on, my
take
friends.
it to auction, baby, because that's money.